Greetings, Crawford Ashley here, the spiritual boxer. I'm going to talk about boxing again, as I always do. Well, it's story time actually. So grab yourself a beverage of your choice and sit down and have a little listen. See where we go with this one. Because I was at Nicky Manners' gym yesterday and we were having a little chat. And I said there's two types of boxers. There's the boxer who boxes for money. There's a boxer who basically wants to see how good he is. And you can see playing out. The ones who box for money, there's on different levels. So you've got your journeymen who'll just box anybody, anywhere, and they're not bothered. And you've got fighters like AJ, Mayweather. And when they've got the money, back in the day with Eubanks, when they've got the money, now they want respect. Like I said, there's two types of fighters. Ones who fight for money and ones who fight for respect. But all they're looking for the respect from, they're looking for respect from the outsiders who've got no idea of what you've got to go for. Or respect from people in boxing. Because when I look at the likes of Mayweather and AJ saying that they feel like they don't get the respect they deserve. I'm thinking, why do you give a fuck? You've got all that money, but yet you don't give a fuck. That sounds to me like you don't respect yourself. You know, I don't fight for respect. I never fought for respect. I fought to see how good I was. And other people's opinion had no effect or no interest to me, because there's only one person I got to live with, and that's myself. I don't have to live with anybody else. I just got to live with myself. And I see it in boxing coming up. It's like I said to Theo, when you box, make sure everybody's talking about your fight. At the end of it, they want to be talking about your fight. They want to be coming to see you again. And the only way you can do that is by going in the ring to win. You know, you get that. These people who box for the money, they pick and choose where they're going. They've got a good team behind them, and they pick and choose the opponents. And then you've got fighters who have got a good team. And I'm going to bring Carl Froch into this, because he fought anybody. You know what I mean? Is he looking for respect now? No, because he's earned his respect. AJ, don't you feel like you've earned your respect? So why do you need it from somebody else? It's like with Mayweather, TBE, the best ever. And he says he's better than Muhammad Ali. Now that makes me smile. Technically as a boxer, yeah, but boxing and life is mirrored. So boxing hasn't taught you anything to be human. It's like George Foreman hit it right. He said Muhammad Ali wasn't the greatest boxer, but he was the greatest man that ever boxed. What boxing did is give him a platform to show the world who he was. A gentleman, you know what I mean? You've got the platform. Why are you showing the world who you are? You know, making the better place. And I find that's what, for me, makes Muhammad Ali above everybody else. Because he brought it from, he didn't ask for respect, he commanded it. You know, he showed the people in the world that we can do something. We've got to stand up for ourselves, and these people with the power shouldn't have it over us. But that's just a little thing. And like I say, with the boxing side of it, the only way you get respect, you've got to earn the respect. It's Chris Eubanks, he got all the money as well, and he was whinging about not getting the respect. The only actual time he got respect is when he fought the likes of Ben and Carl Thompson. Because he was in battles, he had to fight. Michael Watson as well. But the way I see things is, when you set out and you're setting out for the money, that's going to come to lack of respect, because that's what it seems like to me. All these people who've earned money out of boxing and earned a lot of money, they're looking for respect. And the ones who went in to become the best that they could be and give you... Pacquiao's another one. You know, people love him for that because he goes into fight to win. He's not interested in the money. He's interested in the performance. And it's like I say to people, I didn't care whether I won or lost. You know, to me, I went in there to have the best fight I could. I'd give you 100%. I'd give you everything I had on that night in that boxing ring. Whether I won or lost never made any difference to me, because it's just somebody's opinion. It's how I performed and how I feel. That's what mattered to me. And like I said, this boxing is the loneliest sport. There's only you out there doing the road work. There's only you who talk to yourself in your head. So why do you need respect from outside of it? You know what I mean? In boxing, it teaches you to be self-respectful. Respect yourself. You don't need anybody else's respect if you respect yourself. And I feel like the way certain people carry themselves, you can see they don't respect themselves. So how can you expect anybody else from outside the game to respect you? And does it matter? These people don't matter. You know what I mean? They're just strangers who have an opinion on you because you're being on TV. That's what I found. And it's like I said to Theo, when people know you're boxing, when you get good and you'll be up there, you'll get so many trainers coming up to you when you're out, telling you what you should do or what you shouldn't do, who've never boxed, never been in a ring, never even been in a gym, but their opinion, they feel they have a right to express it to you. And it just makes me smile. The amount of times I've been out, chilling out, relaxing, and people come up to me and tell me what I did wrong. Like they've had a pair of gloves on. Like they've ever even trained, you know what I mean? And I just scratch my head, I shake my head and just ignore it as you can do. You know? You don't have to take everything people say on board, which I find interesting, that most people take on board the negative. Why? Does it hit home what they're saying? Well, if it hit home, change, that's all. Change. It's like, I think I was one of the first people to ever walk out on the England squad. The under 18s, I was about 17. No, I was 17. And I got picked to go down on the England training squad. I've been down there a few times. And I was doing a session and one of the coaches came over and told me to throw a left hook a certain way. Now this just didn't make no sense to me, and I just says nah. And we got into a bit of a discussion, so I says to him, how long have you been a trainer? And with a smile on his face and very proud, he's been a trainer for 2 years. Wow. I'd been boxing since I was 7. This is 10 years. And I was coached by 2 of the best in the business, Tommy Bergen and Dave Buck. And Tommy Bergen at one point was the national coach. And I was taught how to throw a left hook. It's a counter punch, and if you catch it right, you're going to knock them out. And then the guy says to me, we're in this game to pick up points. I says, no, I says, I'm in this game to knock people out, because I ain't going to win on points because I don't know. All my fights, when I won the schoolboys and the junior ABAs, I stopped everybody because I had to. Like my trainer said to me back in the day, it's 3 people's opinion. The whole crowd can think you've won, but it's 3 people's opinion. How do you feel? And that was drummed into me. So there was a lot of fights out there that I didn't get the decision. So I'm not going to go in and try and pick up points. So I've gone down to the England squad, and then the kid I'm sparring with, who I've beat twice, is fighting against, I think it was Norway or Denmark. So I asked Kevin Nicky, how come he's fighting against Norway or Denmark when I beat him twice? He said to me he's got more experience than me. I said, what, of getting knocked out? And then the man said a word, you will do as you're told. No, I won't. You know what I mean? You never told me how to become the best in Britain. But yeah, you've got somebody who's been doing it for 2 years telling me to change my style. Wow. This was back then, back in the days, in the 80s. And I could see I was going nowhere with them, only backwards. And when Theo asked me if I want, you know, he wants to go down the amateur route, no, mate. The amateurs are just shite, full of shysters and con men, just like the British Boxing Board of Control. You know what I mean? They're all egotistical, and if you don't follow their rules, their regulations, their what philosophy and what it is, you're an outsider. You'll never get in. So no matter how good you are, they'll always keep you away. And when you've got somebody who's good, to try and change the style, and I don't like that. You know, you got to become. It wasn't. What's that word I'm looking for? Oh, I can't remember it. It wasn't a gift for me to go down there, and you know what I mean. I worked my heart out. I worked my heart off. I don't know that one now. But I worked friggin' hard to become the British schoolboy champion and the junior ABA champion. I worked friggin' hard. It was my right to be down there. And then I've got to kiss somebody's ass to stay down there. I ain't doing that shit. You know, that's what I've got hands for, to fight. And it's like I wasn't, when I boxed, I wasn't interested in the money. I just wanted to be the best. And I thought, when you became the best, you got the money. Well, it doesn't seem like that. You have to go for the money first. But then, you're lacking in something else. And that can F up your head. You know, you can have all the money in the world and be completely fucked in the head because the one thing you want, you haven't got. And I don't know what that is. Anyway, I went off on a bit of a rant there, but that's just life. That's what boxing does. It teaches you that life ain't fair. Neither is boxing. There's certain comparisons, and then when you see how boxing is run at the moment and the state of boxing, it's just like the politics and the politicians of today. You know what I mean? Just look at them, and then you can look at the hierarchy in boxing, how they shit on certain people and they move certain people up. It's wrong. But that's our nature, that's where you want to be. But I want boxing to be back to where it used to be, honourable, where the best are fighting the best. And win, lose or draw, it don't make no difference. How do you feel you're done? You know, I'm glad to see that Cattrall and the other Gadji are having a rematch. You know. Anyway, till next time, I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, if you like the vibe, please subscribe.